Oh, welcome to News Weather. Hope y'all had a happy new year. Looks like 2023 is coming in with a bang. We already have an enhanced risk for severe weather, spanning from central to southern Alabama, all the way over into southeastern Mississippi, with a slight risk surrounding that in yellow from Kentucky all the way down into Louisiana, and even the panhandle of Florida, with a marginal risk surrounding that, including western Indiana into Illinois. Now, all hazards are possible today, but the primary concern is going to be this 10% hatch area for EF2 or greater tornadoes, and a 5% chance surrounding that, with the 2% in the green. Now, as far as damaging winds and hail go, there is a 15% chance for damaging winds in the yellow, with a 5% surrounding that, and there is a 15% chance for hail in central to southern Alabama all the way over into Louisiana into New Orleans. Now, as this pushes eastward, there's going to be a slight risk for severe weather tomorrow, and this yellow zone here includes the panhandle of Florida, Georgia, and southeastern Alabama, with a marginal risk surrounding that, including Virginia Beach, and that spans all the way down into Jacksonville, Florida. Now, it's going to be mainly a tornado and wind threat, with a 5% chance for tornadoes in Georgia and Alabama, with a 2% chance surrounding that in the green here from Virginia Beach all the way down to Jacksonville. As far as damaging winds go, there is a 15% chance in the yellow, Georgia, Alabama, and the panhandle of Florida, with a 5% surrounding that. Now, there is no hail threat to be concerned about. That's good. And as far as day 3 threats go, looks like it's going to be a pretty quiet period. Now, as far as the winter weather goes, I'll show you the winter weather advisories that have been issued. There's already been a tornado watch issued by the National Weather Service, and this spans until 6 o'clock tonight, as I pull up the wording by the National Weather Service, for a few tornadoes likely, with a couple intense tornadoes, with winds upwards of 75 mile an hour possible, and isolated large hail up to an inch. On the northwest side of this system, there's a winter storm warning, which goes into effect until 6 o'clock Central Time tomorrow for upwards of 5 to 10 inches of snow and additional ice as well. There has been ice storm warnings issued with this, so if you have to get out in this winter weather, please be careful. Really, don't get out if you don't have to. As far as severe weather goes, looks like Brandon Kopic's already down there. Go subscribe to him if you haven't already. He's out there chasing these tornadoes, keeping y'all safe out there. Let's go ahead. I want to break down the HRRR model, show y'all the exact timing when you expect the worst of it. Now, I'm going to use the pivotal weather to look at the HRRR model. As we get to 8 o'clock tonight, looks like the prefrontal confluence bands are going to be moving through the area. Now, any supercell outforms will most likely produce a strong, violent tornado. So I hope y'all have your tornado action plan in place. Know to keep as many walls between you and the outside as possible: an interior closet, an interior room, basement, storm shelter. And the worst places you could be is in a mobile home or in a car when a tornado warning is issued. Now, if you're in a mobile home, go to the nearest shelter. Go to a Walmart or wherever to keep as many walls between you and the outside as possible. If you're in a car during a tornado warning, unless you're a storm chaser, go inside a ditch and don't go under an overpass, as that's the worst place you could be. But as we look at the weather models, looks like the prefrontal confluence bands will form ahead of the main line. QLCS squall line will start moving through Alabama right around the overnight hours into the early morning hours of Wednesday, and heads into the slight risk zone by the mid-morning hours of Wednesday, as it will just be primarily a damaging wind threat and a small tornado threat in the slight risk zone tomorrow, and it will head out of the country by Wednesday evening into Thursday morning. Now, why did they issue the 10% chance for strong violent tornadoes? Mainly because of the thermodynamics and the kinematics. Now, what thermodynamics is basically temperatures and moisture, and what kinematics is basically the wind profiles of this event. Now, as you can see, the temperatures are around the 80s in Alabama, down into Louisiana, 70s into the low 80s. Now, as the system rolls through, you'll be going down into the 50s and even up in the 40s up there by Arkansas. Go from the mid 60s down to the 40s. Oof, that's going to be a drastic change for y'all. As far as dew points go, you got 70-degree dew points to put on top of the upper 70 temperatures. That's definitely substantial moisture and instability for severe weather development today and due tomorrow. Now, that's within this whole zone here. 70-degree temperatures and 70-degree dew points. Definitely substantial thermodynamics. I'll show you the convective available potential energy as well. This is another factor of instability. It's almost 3,000 joules per kilogram. So if you want to see a tornado today, today's the best chance. Tomorrow you could see tornadoes as well, but it's not as big of a chance as it is today. As far as wind shear goes, there is definitely a lot of wind shear in the lower levels and the upper levels. What wind shear is the basically changing winds on height and direction in height. Well, let's say you have a 50 mile an hour wind on the lower level and a 100 mile an hour wind on the upper level. Those are going to come together, spin in the upper atmosphere, and once you have moisture, that's going to provide the instability to spin and cause a tornado. Either way, you're going to have some high base storms and it's going to cause some hailers. Just please be weather aware today if you're in this zone. If you're within this area, it's going to be a slight risk over here and an enhanced risk over here today. So other than the severe weather threat, We do have a winter weather threat as well, as there's already been winter storm warnings and ice storm warnings issued ahead of this. This is the northwest side of the event, and you see a lot of heavy snow and ice. And this will get out of the area by Wednesday afternoon into the evening hours. And that's going to bring a lot of snow with that as well. This is the HRRR model. We're going to look at different models. See, upwards of 7 to 10 inches of snow, especially over here where you're going to be getting over a foot of snow over Minnesota. As far as ice goes, you'll be getting a 1/10 of an inch of ice southern Minnesota. That's a lot of ice. Cause slippery road conditions and some power outages. It'll cause a lot of problems. Well, let's look at the National Weather Service blended models. This is the conservative model. This is what blends all of them together and gives you one final total. Now we're gonna go to Wednesday evening. Saying about the same thing as far as icing goes, and the snowfall saying about the same thing as well. Let's go ahead and see what we got as far as long-term forecast. We'll take a look at the GFS model. You see you got the severe weather event down south, and you got the big old winter storm up north. And that's going to move out of the area by Thursday morning. Still going to have that atmospheric river out west into California. Going to bring back-to-back snow and rain for y'all over there, which is well needed, especially after the big drought you've had this past year. It looks like there could be a big snowstorm over by the Ohio Valley, depending from Illinois over to Pennsylvania. Bring some rain showers down into Tennessee. Going to get out by Sunday morning. It's going to be dry for quite some time. There's some rain showers down south into the Mississippi and Alabama. A couple snow showers down by Carolinas as well. Really not much is going to happen until around the middle of the month. Now keep in mind, this is over 300 hours out. This probably won't happen. It looks like there could possibly be a big ice storm over northern Iowa into southern Minnesota. Strong storms by Oklahoma and Kansas. Keep in mind, this probably won't happen, but it could happen. Bring lots of rain out into the Ohio Valley area and some snowfall over by Michigan and into the northeast. Now let's look at how much snowfall we could see this weekend over the Ohio Valley. It looks like an additional about 2 to 4 inches is expected over this area. Of course, we got that big snowstorm happening today into tomorrow. Looks like by the end of the weekend, you could possibly expect about 2 to 4, about 3 to 6 in some areas. Looks like within this pink zone, you could see upwards of 3 to 6 or more. Some areas could see upwards of 5 to 10 too. Looks like a pretty big snowstorm is going to be happening this weekend for the Ohio Valley area into the eastern states. Looks like that big snowstorm that's going to be happening in the Carolinas is going to be dumping about 5 to 10 as well. Now, anything can change and will. Now, we'll keep y'all updated on the Williams Weather Facebook page. Go follow that. I'll show you the excessive rainfall outlook by the National Weather Service. You can see that other than the severe weather threat today and tomorrow, you got a moderate risk for excessive rainfall. So flooding's going to be another threat. The second day, not much of a threat. Marginal risk over here by the Carolinas and Georgia area. Big threat of flooding over here by California. And that spans out to day 3 as well. As far as winter storm impacts for the next 3 days, it's like extreme impacts over here in eastern California. Minor impact affected in Nevada, and over here got some major travel impacts as well. Now it looks like as far as the past 72 hours of rainfall, y'all have gotten over a foot of precip over here in California. Y'all had back-to-back rainstorms happening. With that severe weather event over Arkansas, y'all gotten a lot of rain as well. Now, as far as observed snowfall, looks like Nebraska, y'all have already gotten upwards of 8 inches in this pink zone, about 5 to 10 in this zone right here. Now we're going to look at the temperatures as well, leading up to the middle of January. Looks like a warm-up is in store for Wednesday out in the east. Still dealing with those frigid temperatures out in the northern plains. And out west, looks like its pattern is going to continue for quite some time, up until the middle of the month, where we're expected to see near normal temperatures for January out east until it really starts warming up over there by Texas. It's supposed to be in the 60s. It'll be pretty hot down south and really frigid up north for this time of year. It looks like we're going to be back to those frigid temperatures out in the Ohio Valley in the northeast by right around the 16th. So soak in these nice temperatures while they last, because it ain't going to last long, especially as we head into February. Because you know February's going to be a really cold month. For this video, y'all, just basically sum it up, just be weather aware if you're in the enhanced risk zone and the slight risk zone for the next couple days. I will have updates on the Williams Weather Facebook page, and I'll have a link to that in the description below. So go follow that. Be careful if you're in that winter storm up in the northern plains as well. Y'all are going to be getting a lot of snow and ice, so please be careful if you have to get out. Y'all be dealing with a lot of flooding out west as well in California. So if you have flash floods out there, don't drive through them. Turn around, don't drown. So that'll basically do it for this video, y'all. If you liked the video, please give it a like. Comment below. Don't forget to subscribe and share the video. As you notice, I changed my setup here. So comment below if you like it. If you don't like it, I can always change it. So until next time, never stop forecasting.